everybody, welcome back to the wood shop. Today we put together a simple little project we think you're going to enjoy.
We're going to be making a custom frame for this mirror out of a 1x3 piece of pine. We're going to be using our table saw quite a bit, our miter saw, and a router. Alright,
the first thing we're going to do is cut a 5-degree bevel from where the wood meets the glass toward the outside. Alright, now we've got a 5-degree bevel cut from the inside part of our frame where the glass goes in all the way to the outside. And now this board is 3/4 of an inch on the outside, 1/2 inch on the inside. Now if you'll notice, everything we do here, we're going to do to the whole length of the board. That way it makes it easier when we chop it up into sections to make the frame. It's all already done. So the next step in this process is to cut a channel on the inside here, just so the glass will fit in there. Now it'll be just a blade width wide. That's 1/8 of an inch for the glass to fit in there. We're going to cut it 1/4 of an inch deep. Now I have the table saw bevel set back to 0 degrees. The blade is at 1/4 of an inch high, and I've got the fence set at 3/16 of an inch from the blade. Now you'll have 3/16 on each side of this channel once we cut it into this board. Now here's a handy tip for you. If you need to set your table saw blade at 1/4 of an inch in height, a carpenter's pencil is exactly 1/4 of an inch. Makes a good measuring guide for that. Okay, now to fancy this up just a little bit, we're going to take our router and go along the whole outer edge of this with a 1/2 inch cove bit.
now our mirror is 20 inches by 24 inches, and we're getting ready to cut the pieces for the frame. We have a 1/4 inch channel in this board, so accounting for that, we need 2 pieces that are 19.5 inches and 2 pieces that are 23.5 inches. Let's go ahead and cut those out. Now that we've cut all the pieces for our frame and mitered them at 45 degrees, we did a little dry run, dry fit them together just to make sure all the angles look good, and we're pretty satisfied.
Next step is sanding.
We're going to sand our frame with some 220 grit sandpaper. Before we get started, I want to give you a little tip for all you beginner woodworkers out there. When you go to sand a frame, be sure to not sand the inside of your corners. Once you have that nice snug fit, any little bit of sanding can throw your angles off. So be sure, just sand the face of your frame, leave these corners alone. You'll thank me later.
Okay, now we have all 4 pieces of our wooden frame all sanded and ready to go. We've got our mirror glass sitting here. All we got to do now is put these things together. We'll glue it up and clamp it, let it dry, then we'll finish.
our frame sit and dry overnight. So now we're going to remove the band clamp and move on to finishing our frame. Now we have our mirror all taped off so we don't get any stain on there. We want to keep it as clean as we can. We're going to be using just some regular penetrating stain. Throughout this series we've used things like gel stain, Danish oil, but we've yet to use penetrating stain on a project. So we're really excited to see how this turns out. It's a little bit lighter color than we've used as far as the stain goes. This is called Golden Oak. So if you like how this turns out, you'll know what to get at your hardware store.
Well, there's only one more step left and our mirror will be finished. We're going to hit this with a coat of spray lacquer, and it smells just like the lacquer in the can that you brush on. Just a little bit easier. Hopefully it works just as good. Well, we went back and added a second coat of the spray lacquer, and I think it's shining pretty good.
It's a pretty good looking mirror if I do say so myself.
Yep.
If you want to see more great projects just like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also meet us over on Facebook at Woodsongs by Russell. We thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you next time. Happy woodworking!